Deploy the garrison! My achievement, not yours! Deploy the garrison! Deploy the garrison! Deploy blind! Blind? Deploy the garrison! Deploy the garrison! Are we blind? My achievement, not yours! Deploy! Are we blind? Deploy the garrison! 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 Deploy the garrison! My achievement, not yours! Deploy the garrison! Deploy the garrison! Deploy the garrison! Blind? Blind? Deploy the garrison!
Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates and some ANDOR discussion. We finally got a brand new series to talk about, and I'm hoping the majority of you have been able to see those first 3 episodes now, so we can actually talk about them. Thank you very much, Bertie, for the 179 super chat. I am watching with my brother. Well, I thought you were watching. I'm assuming you're meaning you're watching ANDOR with your brother. That's what you said in the Discord. Not this stream, because you shouldn't watch this stream before you've seen ANDOR. That is a good way to get spoiled. Not that there's... I wouldn't say that there are like huge spoilers you can drop, but obviously it's always nicer to watch something without a... well, spoilers. Like, it's almost at this point where I almost... there wasn't any big stuff, but I kind of wish I didn't see the trailers beforehand. Because there was a few times in the... in the series or in the episodes where I was like, yeah, I've already seen this in the trailer. Oh, I'm waiting for this thing that I saw in the trailer and things like that. So yeah, good evening, Subby. How's it going? And Max and Grievous and Bobby. This is who I am. Hello there, all of you. How are you guys doing? We'll see if we get any people in here to talk about Andor. I usually not too many people like to come into my streams to talk about series for some reason. Plus, I realize that pretty much everyone probably in the US right now who have been working or is still working probably haven't had time to see the series yet, because I think it was 3 episodes, roughly around 2 hours of watch time altogether. But I set my alarm at 9 a.m. so I went up and watched it right away. And I've been doing some clips during the day. The ones I've released so far have done really poorly. I am a little bit worried. Oh man, it's doing horribly actually. I don't know why. It's like Kenobi clips did so well, and I really kind of I was hoping that it would be a bit of a Kenobi effect now with the new series, but it's doing really horribly, unfortunately. Ford, how's it going? I am doing very well, thank you. How are you doing? How are you doing? Wait, why do I have double? Oh, there it is. Greetings, Eduardo. How is it going, my friend? Good evening, good evening. And this is who I am. Hello there. Well, you've already watched all 3 episodes 2 times, Max? Damn. I mean, I guess technically I've watched snippets of it when I'm editing my clips, but I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna rewatch them all. A lot of G Fuel. Do you think this is a lot of G Fuel? This is not a lot of G Fuel. I could show you. I wish I had a camera with a longer cord. Like if you want to see a lot of G Fuel, let me show you a lot of G Fuel. Ford, I can just take. Easiest thing is probably if I just take a photo with my phone and show you guys. Oops. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna look that well. Wait, I'm gonna rotate. Yeah, so I don't know how many tubs this is, but as you can see, that's like probably 30-40 shakers. And how many tubs could that be? That's like
I am the Senate.
50 tubs, 40 tubs, something like that. Plus the ones I've got here and some more over there. So I've got a lot of G Fuel, I'll tell you that much. Laxar, how's it going? And Mr. Blackfuss, thank you for the 25 months in the Senate. Much appreciated, my friend. Good to have you here. And yeah, there's no major spoilers, but watch it without being in the stream. That's probably the best idea, for sure. It's always more enjoyable, even if there aren't any like major or super major spoilers. Yeah, I don't know. I am very excited about seeing the rest of Andor. I thought, like the first 2 episodes, sure they were a little bit slower and I wouldn't say boring, but they had some very nice world building. And I think it's it's good that they have released all 3 at once, because then we got like a big ending, if I want to call it, a bit like things started happening basically in the 3rd episode, because I appreciate that they take their time to build up the characters, which they haven't really had time with in like other series, like, you know, Kenobi, because it's only 6 episodes. This one is 12 plus another season. So I really like what they're doing so far. T-Money, how's it going? Hello there. Ford, indeed. I collect G Fuel like Grievous collects lightsabers. Exactly. This will make a fine addition to my collection. And they keep sending me more as well. I think I've got a couple of more ones on the way. G Fuel treats me very nicely. They're very nice partnership, very nice sponsorship. They send me a lot of product. Sometimes I accidentally get like double of the flavors, so I give them away to friends as well who also appreciate it. Exactly, Eduardo. I fully agree. I'm very impressed. Felt very much more adult. I even made like so it's very. It feels way more adult for sure, and I'm more slow pacing, but in a good way, you know. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. It was a very good start, very good build up for the backstory, characters, and all that kind of stuff. So we shall see what happens. Did you see any cool Easter eggs references? Not really. I've made like 4 or 5 clips today just to prepare to push out, but most of them have just been about characters and things I like. But I'm gonna have to dig into. I always go like to Reddit and stuff and read the kind of discussions. I didn't see much Easter egg findings yet, to be honest. Mostly discussion about liking the choreography, the writing, the acting, the character building and stuff like that. But I haven't really seen any Easter eggs or references that I can think of. So if you have any, let me know. Serious, don't get yourself spoiled, my friend. You definitely should watch it. Yeah, I didn't really know about that, T-Money, but I read that, from what I understand, they had already said that Cassian's homeworld was Fest, right? Was that like in a Rogue One book or something? Because it wasn't in any of the movies, as far as I know, or in the movie. But they said that, and then they explained now how it wasn't Fest, but it was Fest in the Imperial records or something like that, I think. I saw VCX100 Light Freighter. VCX100 Freight. Oh wait, is that the Ghost? Really? There was? I didn't think about that. Well, definitely. That's definitely an Easter egg I should look into. I'm going to bring up some notepads here. So if you guys have anything interesting that you think I should write up, potentially making clips about, I'll write VCX100 Freighter, whatever. Ghost. What episode and scene? Do you remember that? Visual guide. Yeah, I should definitely talk about that as well. We'll see, Max. We'll see if I go for that long. I usually don't get a lot of people tuning into my serious talking streams, unfortunately. So there might not be enough to talk about for 3 hours, but we will see. What do you think about that young Imperial character who wanted to hunt Andor? I thought it was very interesting. I agree. He was a very interesting character because he's not like right out evil. Plus, I don't really understand exactly what this security company does. It seems like they're under the Empire, but they aren't the Empire, if that makes sense. So they're still like handling security out on the planets, but maybe that's so that you don't have to send stormtroopers everywhere, which was a bit different. But I like that character because even his boss was like, no, let's just sweep this under the rug, say it was an accident. But he goes against his boss to try and instead investigate this. So, but they all, I don't understand. It seems like it is a security company, but they seem terribly unexperienced. I thought, because that was like a corporate world or something. So I was like, what do they actually work with there? Like, what do those guys do? If they are a security company, they suck ass. Like, seriously, they all seem very inexperienced, and he's even like commander or something, and he doesn't seem like he can shoot a blaster. They can't really handle anything. It's not even stormtroopers are better than them, to be honest. So I'm not really sure exactly what that company is. I found it to be a bit confusing that way. Mall cop, yeah, that's mall cop is kind of pretty good description. Exactly. That's what I kind of got, that the Empire kind of outsourced security companies for some planets, since that's cheaper than creating, like, sending stormtroopers to every single world. But they were kind of ass, to be honest, very inexperienced, and I don't even know how that guy became a captain. It seemed like what was the chubby guy called again? I really like that character. That security guy actually seemed to know what he was doing, as compared to the guy who actually led the investigation, who seemed very inexperienced. Yeah, I like the indigenous vibes of the village, but I was a bit confused. From what I understand, did that thing with Cassian as a kid, did that happen? Because they said Republic cruiser incoming. So was that before the Empire? I mean, I thought that was gonna like be the Empire doing some horrible stuff, which would then cement Cassian's hate for the Empire. But I mean, they said it was Republic cruiser, and that they killed a Republic officer. And why did the Republic officer just shoot at that indigenous girl out of the blue? That doesn't sound like a very Republic thing to do. I really thought that was going to be the Empire, but then it seemed like it was a Republic instead. So I don't know. Tebow, how's it going? Yes, Dan, I did actually see that out on Star Wars Leaks, and I was like a bit hesitant if I would make a video about that, because it was basically just a random person in the comment section, so there was no credibility whatsoever to it. So I was really like, yeah, I wasn't sure if that was worth talking about or not, but yeah. Oh, that's the same Max? That's actually a good that's a good catch. I'm gonna write that down as well. Same hound. Did they call it hounds? I don't remember what they said in Andor. They had a name for it. Dogs, hounds, they said something. Oh well. As in Solo. The cruiser was CIS. Oh really? So it was Separatist one. Yeah, but they said something. I thought that like Minerva or whatever her name was it Minerva or no? That was something. Was like they said, "Oh, Republic cruiser incoming," and they just they just killed a Republic officer, so they're gonna kill them or something like that. Oscar, how's it going? Oh, thank you. Second episode. 4 minutes, 51 seconds. Appreciate it. I'll look into that after the stream. Oh, Canary is a separatist. Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting. Canary separatist during Clone Wars. That's why Republic fighter. Okay, that makes sense. If that was a but actually, wait. No. I don't know. There's a lot of things. If that was a separatist place, that makes sense, I guess. That the Republic cruiser and Republic would be like scared and shoot without thinking. But they also said that it was an Imperial mining planet that was abandoned, and they did show footage of abandoned Imperial or abandoned mines, basically. So that also confuses the crap out of me, because that makes it like did they abandon the mines there and then the Empire came back there and then abandon it again? Or I don't know, that doesn't really, yeah, connect for me. Yeah, there probably will be more to that as the series progresses. Lorenko, how's it going? I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing? It would actually be fun to do a top 5 plays episode. Go and dig up some old clips. Maybe. I'm not saying it's impossible, but there's obviously not a lot of submissions lately. What do you mean the RR reference? Republic. Oh, Rebel Rising. Okay, Rebel Rising. Damn, I really gotta read it. Comics and books and stuff, I really don't. Yeah. Yeah, true. It could always be. Yeah, because it did really look like an abandoned mine that Cassian saw that no one had used for a while. So that's why it sounded like that was what they were referencing. But obviously, if that was during the Republic time, oh well. Yeah, you get my point. Yeah, exactly. They always say it's a mining accident. Actually, that's a good point. Maybe they at that point. Actually, that star wasn't built at that point. So, but they might have just bombarded the crap out of that planet and be like, "Oh, it's a mining accident." Yeah, I agree. This is who I am. I'm hoping that by the time we get to the Empire in this series, they're gonna be a little bit more capable because those security officers were really, really bad. Ah, that's a good. Yeah, Max. I really gotta get better at watching their videos because it's a good way to catch up to the lore if you don't read it yourself, basically. Wait, I'm just gonna give a quick reply because YouTube, the team YouTube people actually like responded and asked me to send a screenshot. Wait, why can't I?
So can we just talk about...
Like that. I mean, they're rarely helpful. They usually just go like, "Oh, can you send in a report?" Blah blah blah. So I'm assuming it's not going to be any proper response, but it doesn't hurt giving them a screenshot, and then we'll see if they actually. Because it's been weird today. All my clips, like it says it has 9 comments, but it actually only shows 1 comment, which is kind of annoying. I like to always read your comments. All right, there we go. Tweet has been sent. So Roker, you really thought they went from so bad and boring to really good? Like, I can buy that the first 2 were a little bit slower, but I thought they all kept the same quality, basically. Just that, like, the third one obviously had more action and stuff, if that's what you're looking for. But in terms of quality, I thought they all kept the same quality. It just got more exciting and more stuff happening in the third one. Yeah, Dan, usually that happens like a little bit it usually, I'm always thinking it might be like a spam comment that YouTube hides or something like that. But today it's been completely broken. Like on my my reaction to the first 3 episodes of Andor. That one says it has 19 comments, but I can only see 4. My latest video says it has 9 comments. I can only see 1. So something is wrong, for sure. It's not just the normal thing. Perhaps the mines were abandoned when the Empire was just formed and they were eliminating CIS cells because the droid army might have defeated, but the CIS still had members who resisted. Yeah. That could very well be it. Yeah, I think it was a good call to release all 3 at once. At first I was like, is that just because it delayed it? But then I realized that they probably saw from all the initial screenings that like the 3rd episode was when things started getting... I think there would have been a big risk if they only released 1 or 2, that people would think it was too slow and they wouldn't give the rest of it a chance. But now that you could binge all 3 at once, you'll be like... Because like the 3rd episode was definitely the one that had the most exciting and cliffhanger ending. And that's kind of how you want to get people hooked. So I totally understand why they released 3. Yeah, exactly, Max. That's what we said earlier. That was a smart way to. Usually they can't change their own or retcon their own canon, but that was a clever way to do it. Like Fest was what it said in his Imperial records, but he was actually from Canary. Okay, Max, I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only one with that issue, because I've tried on like different platforms and everything, so it shouldn't just be something for me, but. No one cares about Andor. Yeah, buddy, I think you're pretty wrong about that. I think a lot of people care about Andor, and it's probably the best reception I've seen like any Star Wars series get. It's usually like Book of Boba Fett or Kenobi has always had very mixed reactions, I would say. But this time around, it's like pretty much everyone reviews or everything else has been very positive, I would say. I mean, there's been a few who say it's a bit slow, or maybe that the first 2 episodes are slow, and then the 3rd one is better, but I've not even seen a single person say that it's like straight up bad, to be honest. Yeah, I'm excited to see the rest, definitely. I am very excited to see the rest. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people have gotten to see 4 episodes. I guess pretty much everyone who got to preview it has seen 4 episodes. I don't know what I thought about that. It feels a bit weird that it's going to be a week now where they can basically give us the whole plot of the next one. But I don't know. I think wasn't 3 enough. But I've heard the little I've seen about the 4th episode is positive as well. So we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when they first announced the Andor series, I was super underwhelmed. I was like, man, out of all the characters they've had in the movies, is that the one that they were gonna do a series about? I thought it seemed really boring. But then the trailers came out, and I thought, well, this looks pretty good. I mean, the setting looks good, and I don't know. And then I've watched it now, and the quality of this series is really phenomenal. So yeah, it's like just based on Rogue One and saying it's going to be a series about Andor, I thought sounded boring. But now I've seen it, I've definitely changed my mind about that. Oh, is that confirmed that it's the Briar pistol? I saw that it looked very similar to the Briar pistol, Max, but I wasn't sure if like, well, I didn't know how to confirm it visually. Like, it looked like the same shape and stuff, but pretty cool if that's actually it. I don't know how to possibly verify that. It usually takes a while before they put out like official stuff about that, like articles or references or things like that. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, they've definitely humanized the investigator. He's not just average villain. I agree. And I mean, all those people working there, I mean, they're not like the Empire, who would probably just be like evil, you know? Actually, some stormtroopers are not straight out evil. They're just following orders. They think it's like working for a security company in the real world, you know? They think they're just, they probably just think that they're, you know, taking down bad guys. They don't think they're the evil people slaughtering innocents or whatever. Plus, these guys weren't really going in there to just kill everyone. They're not really like, you know, the Empire. But I like the character building for all of the characters. I don't remember what the name. Actually, I don't know if they've even said the names. But I like the bigger security guy. He had a lot of charisma, and that actor, I think, is also the actor who plays one of the miners in Chernobyl. If you guys have seen that, I recognized him like instantly from the trailers. I don't know what the actor's called, but very good. Good in both series. A YouTuber said that it's canonized sex. Yeah, I actually made a clip about that, which I haven't published yet, but I probably will after the stream. Because it's been canon before, I think. It's just been a bit more, they've always dodged it and tried to make it very pushed aside. But now they had even a brothel, and they had, well, obviously Bix sleeping over at Kim? Actually, I don't remember that guy's place. No, wait, who did swear? It definitely didn't take me out of it, because I obviously missed it and they didn't even think about it. So no, it didn't. I didn't even think about that at all, if I'm gonna be honest. Oh no! Oh yeah, Stellan Skarsgård. Of course, I actually forgot that Stellan Skarsgård is in Chernobyl as well. But no, I wasn't thinking of Stellan. I knew, of course. I mean, he's a fellow Swede, one of our good Swedish actors. But I was thinking, that's two actors from Chernobyl. Then I was thinking of the guy he's leading the miners in Chernobyl to dig under Chernobyl. So yeah, that's the same guy. Mosk said the S word. Who's Mosk? Is that the guy I was talking about? Mosk, Star Wars. Nothing even. Oh, Linus Mosk. Okay, that's the guy. Yeah, so Linus Mosk he was a great character. I really like that. Sergeant Linus Mosk. Okay, I haven't seen Good Omens. The only actors I recognized were obviously Andor, Stellan Skarsgård, and what was the game? Linus Mosk. I don't think I recognized any other actors from what I can tell. Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård is great. I mean, in Dune, in Pirates of the Caribbean, or now in Andor. You know, he's really good. Stellan always delivers, or all the Skarsgård, that freaking family. That probably some of the best actors we have from Sweden. Yeah, Mofi, I love Chernobyl. Chernobyl is definitely one of my favorite series ever, and I like that, like you said, it can be watched as a drama, very like intense, but then you also realize that pretty much everything is based on, or it is based on, obviously a real event, but even down to the details are fairly accurate. So it's like a history lesson that's fun, you know, or fun is, well, interesting, exciting to learn. So yeah, definitely Chernobyl is definitely one of my favorite series that I've ever watched. Yeah, I've heard the name Good Omens mentioned, but I don't really know what it's about or what kind of series it is. Yes, I have seen Vikings. It wasn't Stellan, it was Gustav Skarsgård, I think. Man, are they 4 or 5? I know Stellan. No, Stellan is the father, obviously, and then the kids we have Gustav Skarsgård, who I think is in Vikings, and then we have Bill Skarsgård, who is in both It and what's that new the Clark Olofsson Clark series, and then we have Walter Skarsgård, who is a streamer kind of, I guess, and Hammer Bajare. I think the whole family actually roots for the same team as me, so they usually go to the football games. And then there's another brother who I think is in like, I can't remember any, what's his name? Well, I think there's another brother who acts, but I don't remember his name right now. Entertaining is definitely the right word, Mofi. Colin, I would definitely, I mean, if you're the slightest Star Wars fan, I would still highly recommend to watch it, because, I mean, I thought the same way you do when they first announced it. I was like, this doesn't sound interesting at all. But then after watching it now, the world building and everything, acting, you know, I thought it was great. Yeah, for sure. Oh, sounds almost a little bit like what's that called, Eduardo? Lucifer. I've only seen a little bit of Lucifer, but that's another series I want to watch at some point. Alexander, yes, that's exactly. John, thank you, and hello there, by the way. Yeah, I actually never ended up watching the last season of Vikings. I thought it got worse and worse at the end, unfortunately. So I never watched the last season, which I don't know, probably should do at some point, but it was just I don't know, it lost quality, to be honest. Oh, okay, fair enough, Eduardo. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know, there's so many series and things I really should watch, but I'm like, I don't know if lazy is the right word, but I stick to the stuff I've already seen or know is good, because I feel like it's so often I start watching a series, waste a few hours, and I'm like, this wasn't very good, and then I end up not watching it. So yeah. Yeah, it's great now. I mean, we have She-Hulk, Rings of Power, and Andor every single week. Which I think it's Andor Wednesday, She-Hulk Thursday, Rings of Power Fridays, right? So that's like perfect. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Bam, bam, bam. Bacon Games, that's exactly how I feel, you know? I've rewatched The Office probably 3 times. That's a good point. Good point, Mofi. Like, they really, the Andor has to be good, like you said. A lot of other, like Kenobi and partly Book of Boba Fett, they were pretty good. I still really, really like them. But a lot of the extra stuff was just because, oh my god, it's Hayden, it's Ewan, it's Vader versus Obi-Wan, you know? If that would have been just random any characters or things like that, it would not have been as good as it was. I mean, that's fine, you know? That's Star Wars is freaking Star Wars. It's allowed to rely and lean towards the known characters. There's nothing wrong with that. But Andor that can't do that, doesn't have Vader and Palpatine and Obi-Wan and Jedi and Sith, it has to be really good. Because if you take an otherwise fairly dull setting and then have bad writing and then that series will completely flop. But so it's a good point that Andor has to be good in another way. I'm really liking Rings of Power, Mofi. I thought it started a little bit slower, but the 4th episode, the last one that came out last week, I really enjoyed. I thought it's great. I think like the only character I'm not a huge fan of so far is actually Galadriel. She's not like horrible or anything, but I think pretty much I love the dwarves like Disa and Durin and Elrond, and even like Arondir is great, and the orcs. The way they portray the orcs as well as Adar are just, I don't know, 10 out of 10. I didn't think I was going to say that, but I think they even made the orcs better in Rings of Power than in Peter Jackson's trilogy. And that's a pretty hard bar to beat, if that makes sense. Oh, Steerguard Skarsgård. Yeah, I wonder if that... I doubt that was intentional, but who knows? Yeah, the orcs do look better, and I really love the way they... Not humanize them, they're still evil as hell, but they actually show part of like their kind of culture, like when Adar kills that orc, like they're just been mindless soldiers without any like, yeah, you know, previously. But I mean, as evil as they are, they still live in societies. They, you know, and things like that. So I thought it was very nice to see more of that. Oh yeah, it looks great. Pretty much everything in Rings of Power looks 10 out of 10, you know? Yeah, there was a lot of good side characters. Like pretty much all characters in Andor were great, you know. Like the what's his ship? What was his name again? I mean, I even made a clip. I just haven't published it yet. Brasso, like Andor's friend, who both covered for him or was planning to cover live for him, as well as like sabotage that ship and stuff. And then obviously all those Imperial, or not Imperial, but security guys, those two main ones, really good. So yeah, I kind of, the fact that they had such good actors for just like small roles was really good in my opinion. I just got back from blowing up the Death Star. In a game, or did you have like a Lego one you blew up? Yeah, mall cops. Yeah, I was kind of happy when they shot the snitch as well. I was like, oh, she gets sad, but he got shot. But you know, you brought those people there. That's on you. That's your fault. I don't give a shit. I was kind of happy he got shot as well. I thought that was like big ass karma right away. Clone 66, how have you missed it? Go and watch it right now. Oh yeah, Hondo Onaka in live action. That would be... It wouldn't be completely... I don't know what series he could show up in like Ahsoka. I mean, he's the kind of character that could really pop up anywhere. That, you know, he's been in the Clone Wars. He's been in Rebels. He could kind of be a little bit anywhere if they do decide to make him into live action. Do you eat steak? Yes, I like steak. Oh, Johnny Depp playing Hondo. That's not a bad idea at all, actually. That would be quite interesting. Hello there, Victor. Oh, nice, Colin. Sounds like a good time to get back into Fortnite, then. How have you missed that, Victor? Today, first 3 episodes. Don't miss out and don't get spoiled. Not that it's huge spoilers in there, but it's always nicer to go in and watch it blindly, at least in my opinion. Hondo in The Mandalorian, considering The Mandalorian kind of goes all over the place for different missions and stuff, it would make sense that he would stumble across Hondo, you know? DJ Cashwell, I fully agree. A little bit more of a mature series. That's why I kind of like that they have the variety. You know, people say, oh, this is so much better than Mandalorian or Kenobi. I say, I'm happy we have both. We have fan service, Jedi, Sith, hero series like that. Mando, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then we have the down-to-earth, more adult, slower, gritty series as well. It is perfect that we get both those worlds, in my opinion. Quillo, how's it going? Yeah, we talked a little bit about that previously. You are right. So okay, yeah. Someone just said that it was CIS, and I do remember I saw a badge, but I didn't recognize it. But if I just Google CIS badge, it was like a, what's it called? Sextagon? Yeah, it was definitely this separatist, because I am like 90% sure that there was this black and white is it called octagon is 8, sextagon, I don't even know if it's called that in English, to be honest. So yeah, I do think that was a separatist ship, actually. Yeah, that was a separatist ship, but that explains why they shot randomly at those, because we were talking about earlier that was a Republic ship. But wait, I'm confused. So that was a separatist planet by the time of the Clone Wars, and that was a separatist ship, yet a Republic cruiser was on its way there. But maybe that was because it was like at the end of the war and the separatists were losing. Because it doesn't really make sense that a Republic cruiser would hunt down a separatist ship that landed on a separatist planet. But I am pretty sure that was separatist based on
the Senate.
Hexagon, of course they call it hexagon. That's the same thing in Swedish. I think I'm stupid or something. Thank you very much, Victor, for 54 months in the Senate. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you very much. And guys, like Victor said, join the Senate, support the channel, support these streams. Click that blue join button below. I would appreciate it very much. I really like I think they just called him B, right? The B2EMO. That's something I feel like Star Wars has always succeeded with, making great droids. Every movie, including the sequels, have always had great droids. You know, BB-8, R2-D2 and C-3PO, obviously from the original trilogies, and the prequel trilogy, and K2SO. And BD1, and now B. Like, there's always great droids in Star Wars. Always. How's it going, Danger Cat? Yeah, Mofi, I don't feel like that Andor is adult as in it's only for adults. It's not, like, put it this way, it's definitely not inappropriate for kids. Because, I mean, sure, there was a brothel, but kids probably don't even know what that is, and they didn't show anything inappropriate, so whatever. Same thing for the hints of them having sex, like when she sleeps over. That's also that's normal for kids to see, you know, if that makes sense. So it's not adult as in it's inappropriate for kids, it's adult as in I could imagine that maybe kids think it's too slow, not as exciting as like Obi-Wan or Mandalorian. So that's really like how I would see that it's adult. It's not adult as in inappropriate, it's adult as in maybe kids won't appreciate it as much, if that makes sense, or mature. Do you think Andor is better than Mandalorian? I find it so hard to judge. Like, do you have... Mandalorian was probably better. But that's... I mean, I'll have to judge when we've seen more seasons or more episodes. But yeah. Oh, Chopper. Yes, John. I forgot about Chopper. See you later, Victor.
I am what you made me. Angry Joe just posted his reaction to the Twitch split drama. It's so sad for people who are contractually bound there.
Thank you very much, Colin, for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it, my friend. Yeah, I gotta check out this reaction, but Twitch just, it's weird. Twitch keeps doing stuff worse and worse for the streamers, while YouTube does things better and better. Which just makes me think, like, does Twitch want to lose all their streamers? The fact that I already thought that a 70-30 split is pretty high for YouTube and Twitch when it comes to like ad revenue. That's another thing, because they have to sell in the ads. They have to do all the work there. But for like subscribers or senators here or super chats, bits, that's basically people wanting to donate to the viewers. So if they take 30%, that's still a lot. And then the fact that YouTube goes in, Twitch goes in and be like, nah, 30% isn't enough. We'll take 50% instead. Like, that's so greedy. And I don't know why Twitch are doing stuff like that. It's so weird. Twitch are being very greedy, that is for sure. David, hello there. How is it going? Yeah, pit droids as well, Dan. I mean, Star Wars does really a phenomenal job with all the droids, for sure. Is there anything in particular you would like to see from Andor? I mean, I kind of just... But I don't know. Not really. I wanted to see more of the like inner workings of both the normal citizen, how the Empire works. And I think they've already showed like the citizens on, I've already forgotten the name of the planet, there's so many new names, and also the security company. And then I'm assuming in the coming episodes we will get to see more of the Imperial Senate, the Empire, like we've seen in the trailers. So I kind of just want to see more of that. I would love to see, I know it might not fit fully in what they're doing. And I don't just want to see Palpatine because Palpatine... Actually, we don't need to see Palpatine, but I would love to see a little bit higher up in the ranks of the Empire and see what they are talking about when they start seeing the rebellion and things like that, if that makes sense. I would love to get to see that. Like, for instance, we might get to see...
I am the Senate.
I would love if we get to see Mas Ameda. I mean, he is the one who leads this Imperial Senate, I think, when Palpatine kind of retires. So I think it would be nice to get to see him. Ferrix, yes, that's the name. Thank you very much, David, for the 44 months in the Senate. Not really. I guess that's probably... I had to Google when you sent me that tweet, David, because I was like, I don't know what that second scene is from. I've probably seen Aliens once, I think. So if I'm going to be honest, I didn't make that connection at all. I didn't even recognize the actor. We were talking about the actors and where we recognized them from. And it was pretty much only Cassian, Linus Mosk, and Luthen. Those are the only three characters I recognized the actors from. I mean, I think it's because I never really got it, became a huge fan with Aliens or Alien. I always liked Predator more, and I think that's from around the same time, probably, at least Predator 1 and 2. I've probably watched Predator 1 and Predator 2 5 times more than I've watched Alien. I think I've honestly only seen the Alien movies, the first 1 or 2 or 3 or however many there are, once, if I'm gonna be honest. Fondor reference? No, I don't think I did. Wait 1 second. Yeah, Eduardo, exactly. I like that part as well, where they talk about how they're kind of growing arrogant and so fat and full of themselves and things like that, which is probably why their security always seemed to have been so bad. Rebel Files, is that a book? This week in Star Wars video one said it was a book to read before the show. They could take things or... Yeah, I don't really have any Star Wars books. I feel like you probably get a lot more joy out of those books and stuff because they seem to take a lot of references from those and put them in the series. Oh, Fondor Pilot. Interesting, huh? Fondor Pilot Droid. Yeah, I don't know much about Fondor except for what we get to see in the Battlefront 2 campaign, right? Yeah, that's true, Eduardo. It's always always the big leading whatever. First it was a Jedi, and then there was the Empire, how arrogant they were. Yeah, I feel like they kind of have to portray the stormtroopers as being a little bit more efficient, because those security guys were really, really bad and unexperienced, I feel like. Because the stormtroopers just have always, in all movies, including the original, have just felt kind of bad and just bad, basically, versus the ones... the security forces we saw in Andor today, they just felt more inexperienced, if that makes sense, which was more like natural. It felt like none of them had ever been on a mission like this before, kind of. And that's why it went so lousy, especially that captain, who was completely inexperienced. So it was a very different kind of bad compared to, like, you know, the stormtroopers. Oh, I see. Dan, do you have a lot of physical books? Yeah, I thought about that too, Max. It seemed like it was just a retractable, like, staff. I don't know if it's a weapon as well. It could potentially be. Yeah, David, exactly. Yeah, I fully agree. A lot more adult themes, the brothel, the jealous lover. It was just, yeah, it was very different. The thing is, all of those things are super like common in, you know, any other series whatsoever. But seeing that kind of stuff in Star Wars was like not something we're used to. Another thing I could think of when it comes to, that's not even a jealous lover thing, but kind of Clovis, Anakin, and Padme in the Clone Wars, although maybe it wasn't as obvious or not as much sexually hinted, if that makes sense. Yeah, you don't see Mando bringing Grogu into brothels, exactly. I like that they straight out said that. Usually they do like same thing with, you know, jealous lover and stuff. Any adult can understand that. And that first place obviously looked and seemed like a brothel, but it was still very vague, so that a kid wouldn't like understand it. But then that whatever the boss guy was called from the security company, the guy who left to, I guess, have a meeting with the Empire, he straight up says that's a brothel we're not supposed to have. You know, he really just explicitly says that. Yeah, imagine, Eduardo. Imagine if Battlefront 2 was still around. We would have had a Book of Boba Fett update, a Mandalorian update, and a Obi-Wan Kenobi update, and a Bad Batch update, and now a Andor update. Oh, in another universe. In another universe. Yeah, David, I was a little bit like, I was thinking what was Cassian's plan right there at first, because I was like, shit, he's been seen, could be problematic. If they survive, and it definitely didn't seem like he tried to kill that first guy. I don't know if he just fell on his head or something like that. A bit unclear, to be honest. So I don't know exactly what happened with that guy. And then I was like, is he actually gonna let the other guy live? And then he just shot him straight in the face. And I mean, those guys aren't necessarily evil. They're just, or actually, those two were kind of unpleasant people, I guess. But I'm not saying they deserve to die for that. And those people were more like they were just hired by that security company or whatever. And I mean, you can always stretch it as far as saying a stormtrooper doesn't deserve to die because they're also normal employees. But you know, they felt more human than when they just mindlessly slaughter stormtroopers in the original trilogy, which technically is kind of usually kind of the same piece, like same kind of people, I guess. Brabador, hello there, and yes, the world building has definitely been great. Max, I think he already has that Imperial technological piece, the star, whatever they call it, that he sold or wanted to try to sell. I don't think they showed how he got it. Yeah, Tivik, is that the guy he kills like at the beginning of Rogue One when I don't remember if he gets like hurt in the leg or whatever it is, and then he just kills him, you know? I think that thing that he left, the box, I mean, honestly, shouldn't it have been crushed by all those things? Pretty much that entire room, warehouse, like they just fell down a bunch of huge like things. So I think that box must have been broken, to be honest. Yeah, we need someone who can jump in between parallel universes, like in Doctor Strange multiverse, and then find us the universe where Battlefront 2 is still alive. That's a good point. If we get to see Tivik in, if we get to see Tivik in Andor, and and how they get like this really good relationship, because he kills him really like without hesitating in Rogue One, if I'm not mistaken. It was a while since I saw Rogue One now, but I think he killed him very like, yeah, without hesitation. I mean, yeah, David, how many people didn't work on Death Star who were just random, like, citizens of the Imperial? I mean, oh, here's janitors, like 10,000 janitors, or here's, you know, and they all died, you know? Thousands of people. I mean, what could the rebellion have done, though? They kind of had to blow it up, but there was definitely a lot of innocent people who died there. Yeah, that's still the weirdest part of... Is that episode 4 or episode 6 where they stand like they put this weird ass, yeah, those guys with the bucket helmets who stand literally at the Death Star laser and like have to cover their face when it, like, seriously, who designed that? You couldn't be in like a control room or something instead. All right, good night, David. Good night. Thank you for dropping by. Oh, they showed that in Rogue One as well. Yeah, I don't remember that. Worst job ever, indeed. Yeah, I wonder how the health insurance is like. Yeah, I wonder if they're, yeah, Chirrut, but I felt like when Chirrut and Baze and stuff met Cassian, wasn't that the first, well, did they actually meet? I don't even remember. I think they met, right? I feel like they didn't know each other before Rogue One, but I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly. Well, guys, I think that's gonna be a wrap for today's discussion. If you want to talk about it more, feel free to talk in the Discord. I've made sure that we've got a spoiler channel where we can talk as well. Or if you have any tips for clips, both Andor clips and non-Andor clips, you're more than welcome to post those in the Discord as well. I've got a dedicated channel for that. And I will definitely be streaming more later this week. What day is it today? It's Wednesday, so we shall see when the next stream will be. And I don't know what I'll be playing. What did I say last stream? I said I might be... Actually, yeah, I was planning to try out the new Call of Duty game. I think the beta starts, or the open beta for PC. MV2 beta is... Xbox plus Battle.net plus Steam early access. So, why can't it? So I guess you need to have like an early access code or something. Oh well, we shall see if I can get a hold of that or not. But thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.
Ever hear the tragedy of Darth Vader's wife? No, I thought not. I thought not. Ever hear the tragedy of Master Windu? No, I thought not. I thought not. Do it. Do it.